Hey everyone, today we are going to talk about the most important part of any Power BI report. And it's not the flashy visuals, it's the foundation. Before you get to the cool charts, you've got to get your data in, you've got to make sure it's clean, and you need to know how to give it a good look over. So yeah, let's dive right in.
So here's our roadmap. We're going to start with why a solid data foundation is just, well, non-negotiable. Then we'll get practical and walk through how to actually get your data into Power BI. From there, we'll check out the table view to see what we're really working with. Then we'll get to the fun part, the magic of transforming data. And finally, we'll pull it all together to see how you've built a rock-solid base for any report you can imagine.
Just look at this. It seems so simple, right? A single tiny misspelling, San Diego. That one little typo can completely throw off your entire analysis. To Power BI, those are two different cities. And just like that, your totals are wrong, your maps are broken, and your report is flawed. This is exactly why what we're doing today matters so much. Get this foundation right, and everything else falls into place.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning with your data. Before we click a single button, we have to really get this one concept. The quality of what you put in absolutely determines the quality of what you get out. It's that simple.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? Every great business decision you hope to make with your report, well, it all comes back to the quality of the data you started with. There are no shortcuts. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say. Great reports can only come from great data. All right, enough of the why. Let's get into the how. We get it, clean data is crucial. So how do we actually bring our data into Power BI to get started? This is the very first practical step. Now, Power BI gives you a bunch of ways to get started, but we're going to focus on the big three, the most common paths you'll take: the super versatile Get Data button, the quick and easy Import from Excel tile, and the awesome sample data option if you just want to practice. First up, the Get Data button. Honestly, think of this as your Swiss Army knife. It's the most powerful and flexible option. It can connect to pretty much anything: Excel files, big corporate databases, cloud services, you name it, it can probably connect to it. This is going to be your go-to most of the time. Now, let's be real, so much of the world's data lives in an Excel spreadsheet. Power BI knows this, so they give you this super handy shortcut right on the home screen. The Import from Excel tile is your fast pass. It gets your spreadsheets loaded up with just a couple of clicks. But what if you don't have your own data ready, or you just want to follow along and play around? No problem. That's what Load Sample Data is for. It's a built-in sandbox. Microsoft gives you a clean data set to experiment with, so you can learn the ropes with zero pressure. Okay, the data is in. Now what? Well, we can't just assume it came in perfectly. We need to go look at it. This is where we head over to the table view, our command center for getting that first up-close and personal look at our raw data. So what is this table view? It's exactly what it sounds like. It's basically a big spreadsheet grid right inside Power BI. It shows you all your columns, all your rows, and lets you scroll through your data at the most detailed level to spot check for any obvious issues. And inside this view, you've got some powerful tools. On the Home tab, you've got Refresh, super important for making sure you're always working with the latest data. Then, under Table Tools, you can create a new measure using DAX. That's just a fancy way of saying you can create your own custom formulas, kind of like in Excel. But check this out. Under Column Tools, you've got Data Category. This is so cool. You can tell Power BI, hey, this column of text isn't just text, it's a list of cities. And boom, Power BI now knows how to plot it on a map. You can also control summarization here, telling Power BI to count items instead of adding them up. It's all about giving you control over how your data is going to behave. Okay, now we get to what I think is the most important step in this entire process: transformation. This is where the real magic happens. This is where we roll up our sleeves and turn that raw, messy, potentially flawed data into something clean, reliable, and trustworthy. And the engine that drives all this magic is called Power Query. When you click Transform Data after you select a file, you're not in Power BI anymore, you're in the Power Query editor. And its one and only job is to clean, shape, and prep your data before it ever makes it into your final report. So what makes Power Query so special? Well, it connects to almost anything, which is great. But here's the real game changer. It records every single cleaning step you make. It creates a recipe. So next month, when you get the new data file, you just hit refresh and poof, Power Query automatically repeats all of those cleaning steps for you. It's incredible. And best of all, it's non-destructive.
And this right here is probably the most critical thing to understand. Power Query never changes your original source file. Your Excel sheet, your CSV, it's completely safe. Think of Power Query as creating a clean virtual layer that sits on top of your original data. Your report uses that clean layer while your source file remains untouched for everyone else who might need it. It's the best of both worlds.
So how does it remember all your cleaning steps? It uses this thing called the applied steps list. Every time you remove a column, fix a typo, or change a format, a new step gets added to this list. It's like a history of everything you've done. You can even click on a previous step to see what the data looked like at that point. Make a mistake? No problem. Just find that step and delete it. You have total control.
So let's zoom out and put it all together. Here's your workflow, your recipe for success. Step 1, import your data. Step 2, transform it, clean it up in Power Query. Step 3, view and inspect that newly cleaned data in the table view. And only then, after that solid foundation is in place, do you move on to Step 4, the fun part, building your visuals. By following these steps, you're doing so much more than just loading some data. You are methodically, intentionally building a trustworthy foundation. You're making sure that every single number, every single chart in your final report is something you can stand behind.
So what have we really accomplished here? You've successfully navigated the most critical part of the entire Power BI process. You've taken something raw, something messy, and you've forged it into a clean, organized, and powerful asset that's ready for anything. You've built the foundation.
With that clean, reliable data at your fingertips, all the hard technical work is done. The foundation is set. And now the creative work can begin. So the only question left is, what story are you going to tell with it?